Welcome to Tight Lines. My name is Brian Smith. I'm a reporter for the Peninsula Clarion, and I'll be your guide this summer for fishing, for better or worse. Right now it's mid-May and the sun is kind of out. It's a little bit rainy, but the birds are chirping, the snow is melted, and that means it's time for king salmon. In the next couple of weeks there will be a variety of openers across the peninsula, and to help you prepare for those openers I'm going to teach you how to tie the double bait loop knot. Now the double bait loop is particularly effective in catching king salmon, but can be used for a variety of other fish including sockeye, silvers, or ocean fish like halibut, lingcod, or rockfish. The knot gets its name from the loop that it creates when the line is attached to the hook. It literally creates a loop that you'll see a lot of guides stick a hunk of cured salmon eggs in, or on the ocean perhaps a piece of herring flesh, or if you're lining for sockeye on the Kenai you can even just stick a piece of glow yarn in there and that'll work fine too. You can tie it in a single hook or a double hook depending on where you're fishing, because there are restrictions on where you can use two hooks and where you can use one hook. This is definitely one of the strongest knots I know for attaching a hook to a line, and it's one you'll want to add to your tackle box. Okay, to start tying this knot you'll need your hook of your size of choice, and you're going to need your line. I'm using this line, which is particularly thick, just for explanatory purposes. So you're going to take your hook, grab it by the end of the loop here, and thread the line through the eye. And you're going to pull it back about that far and pinch it. Now you take the loose end and you're going to wrap the loose end over the top and down. Over the top and down. I do this about 6 times. Now you want to make sure that those wraps are really tight together. Now, once you're here, take the loose end of your line and pinch it back on the hook so that you've created your free hand to thread the end of your line back onto or through the eye. If I can get that through the eye, just like that. And you're going to pull the loose end all the way through so that what you have now is that loop coming back through the top, and you're going to pull that and cinch it. Now you're going to have to manage all 3 of these lines, but it's pretty easy if you kind of push them around, put this one back on top, wrangle this guy in here, and pinch all of this together just like that. Now be careful, you're going to transition this pinch to this hand, so put your thumb here and you're pinching it here so you're not losing any of that, and you still have your free loop on the end. So now you've created your loop, and I'm going to show you how to put this line back over the top of this line in a way that will be particularly easy for you. So we're going to take this line and we're going to use a hand motion that will allow us to do that. And you're just going to take your line like that and wrap it. Line like that and wrap. 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 So what you've done is you've wrapped that line around again and again and again, and you take the loose end here and you're going to pull so that that line comes all the way down and cinches, and you can watch it cinch on itself just like that. There's your first knot. Okay, so if you missed that, here's a recap. Hook, line, through the eye. Pinch, loose end, wrap up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice and tight. I like to push those up towards the top. Bring your line back, keeping it tight, and pinch it back on the hook. Grab your loose end and thread it back through the eye, just like that. And pull it all the way through. Now you've got your loop, and this is where you transition the pinch. Pinch here, come back, pinch there, thumb over the top. Now you're going to use your hand motion to create the looping. Just like that. See how I'm doing that? Now you want to watch that guy so he doesn't get caught up in there. Alright. Now we've got our hook. And pull that together nice and tight. And you'll watch and see how easily it cinches down on itself. Just like that. You can kind of adjust it if you don't have things quite right. Pull it together. You can see the loop that it creates for your glow yarn or whatever you want to stick in there. For the second hook, what you're going to do is you're going to thread it in the same direction that this hook goes. So you're going to take your loose end all the way back here, thread it through the eye of the hook. Just like that. Bring it all the way back. Now some people differ on how close they want the two hooks, but I recommend maybe about 2-3 inches, something like that. So you're going to take this and you're going to start out much the same way. You're going to pinch it and wrap it. 2, 3. Now you're going to pinch it back through here again and feed it back through the eye. Now instead of doing a loop, once you have it through the eye, you're going to keep wrapping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to take this end now here and pull it through. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get a hold of, especially with this big line. Pull it all the way through and you see how it cinches down on itself, just like that. Nice and pretty with your second loop, which you probably won't need, but for good measure, and it looks fancy. There you have it. Double bait loop. Trim the ends. Catch them up.